VCs in a Van follows a team of venture capitalists who visit and invest in growing companies. You want to learn about a business? You want to invest in a business? Then you have to visit that business.
GoShare connects drivers who have trucks and vans with people who need help moving or delivering on demand.
Essentially what Jeremy and I have done was take our 40+ years combined behind the bar and took the knowledge and experiences from that, and we decided to design some new bar tools.
Tom Tully, Mark Bowles, and Neil Centuria are seasoned entrepreneurs, and they find out what's for real and what is not.
I hear semantics. I haven't heard the number. I just want numbers to come out of your mouth. How much revenue are you going to do in the next 3 months, 6 months, and a year?
No, this is like, you can't be serious.
I've built a lot of companies. I've always had a plan to make money. It might not have been this year, it might not have been next month, but there's a plan to make money.
No, we can't do that. You can't lose 300 grand.
We've already lost most of it.
You can't lose that. It's hard to find it. If you get, it could be under a bush.
You have to sell this problem, and I love that part of the story because once you become aware, and it's really easy, you're doing it wrong.
Either you have too much burn rate, not enough revenue, not enough margin, or you're a software company.
And VCs in a Van allows the audience at home to participate or invest also. All of this and more on this season of VCs in a Van.
If you want my money, I think you should treat it with a bit more dignity and respect.
Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
As you know, the last few weeks we've been looking at some pretty cool companies, both in the gig economy space as well as in consumer food and beverage. So we're going to continue that trend this week, but my memory's pretty short. So remind me again a little bit of some of the high levels about the space. Let's start with consumer food and beverage. What's going on in that space and what should we keep our eyes open for?
Yeah, so some of the highlights that we're seeing in 18 are there's a lot of M&A transactions going on with PE and the strategics. They're looking at some really great opportunities. Some of the trends that we're seeing now is this easier to buy a brand or the methods and the different things that are available as opposed to developing them organically.
Are you seeing things that are integrating technology with food and beverage?
Yeah, absolutely. We're seeing a lot of that. There's a lot of that. And that's what's interesting, and that's kind of pulling in some of the millennials, is some of the integration of the home products into the fridge, the smart technologies are all being kind of integrated with also increasing the value of the food.
Right. Anything that helps you prepare a meal faster, a new gadget, a delivery service, Amazon just bought Whole Foods.
Yeah, but the gadget has to be priced right. There's that $800 coffee juicer,
yes.
Juiceroo, which went bazoopadoo.
Yeah.
So let's be sure that there's some connection between the gadget and what the guy will pay for what the gadget gets.
And then on the consumer food and beverage, I've selected a company that really combines technology with the food and beverage market. It's a company called Tin Plate, and they've got a new spin on the bar tools market. So instead of just your old shakers and strainers and whatnot, they've got a unique way of making sure that both the bar owner and the consumer at home can pour a perfect drink with the right amount of stuff, with no waste, and looks cool. So
that sounds right.
I'm really interested in going and sampling their wares. Okay, guys, we're off to Tin Play now, and we've got a great expert for us this time. His name's Chris Simmons, a friend of mine, tequila expert, bartender extraordinaire. Brian Malarkey, the celebrity chef, top chef. He's a big shot. Well, Chris runs all of his food and beverage programs for all of his restaurants, and he actually manages the Farmer and the Seahorse as well.
I can't get in there.
Maybe you can get in today. So we'll swing by there on the way downtown to see Tin Plate, pick up Chris, and he'll give us a really good feeling for whether this product is, has any merit.
Tom, how you doing?
Doing well. How are you?
Good. I'm great. Good to see you. Thanks so much for helping us today. It's a fantastic place.
Thank you. Nice to have you guys in.
So we're going to go see Tin Play, go learn about bar tools, and hopefully you can help us decide whether we should invest in these guys or not.
Glad to help. Talking a little bar stuff. It's right up my alley.
All right, let's go do it.
All right, guys, we're headed to Tin Play now. We've got our expert Chris, the world's best bartender, said by many people. Also a tequila expert, I might add, and done some really good tequila tastings. Anyone is into that. So we're going to go to Tin Play. What we'll put up on the screen in a second is a video a little bit about their background and what this thing's all about, and then we'll talk about it. So let me run video. Sounds good.
The average establishment loses 25 to 30% of its weekly inventory due to waste. A careless bartender using outdated tools can cost you thousands in lost profits. Tin Play has created a patent system of bartending, eliminating the three main causes of waste: overpour, employee drinking, and cross-contaminated cocktails. We took all these outdated bar tools and streamlined them into three sleek, efficient pieces: a jigger with ounce and milliliter measuring line, a muddle, bottle opener, can opener, shaker, strainer, and ice scoop that work seamlessly together behind the bar.
Okay, that was the Tin Play video. Very interesting. A lot of different things. And maybe your first takeaway, what do you think?
Well, I think one of the things I heard them talk about was their interest in going the bar in a box kind of idea. And my personal feeling is I like that a little better than their play toward bartenders and restaurants, specifically a certain type of restaurant. Right? My background is really in restaurants where we're creating high-level cocktails. We're talking about the $14 or $15 cocktail. When you're making a cocktail of that level, the emphasis is really to train your bartenders to be able to create that cocktail. And so there's certain things that I see with this style of equipment that doesn't really translate to that level of bartending. I think it will work in certain bars, but I think it'll work better in the retail space. From the numbers perspective, there are a couple things that jump out to me too. This idea that 25 to 35% of your weekly inventory is waste is crazy to me. There's no possible way. You'd have the worst bartenders around that are pouring that amount of product down the drain.
You're saying that number's too high.
It's way too high.
I'll take the other end. My new executive assistant was a bartender for many years locally in a really, kind of a high volume, lower end bar in Chula Vista area. And I was showing her, this idea. And she said, if I don't overpour, they'll go down to the other bartender.
Yeah,
I won't get tips.
Where do you see this device in that infrastructure, and what do you think it's worth?
Pricing wise, what would I pay for it?
What would you pay for it?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think because the concept of it is that it eliminates a lot of extraneous tools. You can essentially get by with these things. I think it's worth maybe $40.
So hypothetically, if you were CEO of this company and you had to try to make it successful, what would your go-to-market plan be?
Retail all day long. I go crazy with it for multiple reasons. Right? One, it's efficient, it's well packaged, and two, there just seems, like I said before, there's a bigger upside. There's much more scalability there.
The van has arrived.
For good reason, I might.
Set them up, boys. Chad, Jeremy, good to see you guys.
Good to see you.
All right. Welcome
Good to see you.
Welcome to the Aero Club, you guys.
All right.
Hi.
Great to be here.
Good.
All right. So, as you know, I'd love to see a demo of the product and tell us why we should invest in you guys.
You got it. Well, thanks for coming here today. Essentially what Jeremy and I have done was take our 40 plus years combined behind the bar and took the knowledge and experiences from that, and we decided to design some new bar tools. We took all the essential bar tools that bartenders have been using forever, and we streamlined them into these three sleek pieces. So you have all your jiggers from 1/4 ounce to 2 ounces, featuring milliliters on the other side, a muddle that inverts and presses and grinds, a bottle opener, a can opener, a shaker, a strainer, and an ice scoop. So 7 essential tools that bartenders need to be successful behind the bar.
I really like this idea of a bar in a box, essentially, right? So it's easily deliverable. It's something that people can pick up in a store, and it's right there, all in one piece.
You can demo to our viewers right now, so let's see you pour a drink.
We would love to do a demo
Chad?
for you guys. Yeah. So the way this thing works is pretty basic here. You take your shaker, and say you're having a house party, you want to have a mojito party. So now all you have to do is...
Whoa, that's the one where you bruise the mint.
You bruise the mint.
Okay, I'm in.
Bruise the mint. You bruise
I'm all
everything.
in on bruising mint. I got real issues with mint.
And then you shake it like it owes you money. Let's do like maybe a blueberry, raspberry, mojito kind of thing. So you throw in your ingredients here. This tool just envelops that pin. It comes right over there, and you can do a soft press model, but with a couple turns there, you see that those teeth will chew that stuff up for you. So one level scoop, not a big mounting scoop, just a level scoop. We'll ice that right to the pin. You can see the top of the pin there. We'll go in, so we'll do 1.5 ounces. Well, you guys look thirsty. Let's go.
Right.
Let's go 2 ounces. Let's go 2 ounces in there.
You just know you're doing it.
Exactly. So you want to add in a little bit of simple syrup for that one. On the gun here we have our sour mix and a little bit of soda water. So you build that to the pin, and then that's vacuum sealed, so it's not going to come apart on the bartender. The clear shaker makes a great visual for the guest. Break that seal, and then you just pour it.
My mouth is watering already.
Yeah,
So,
you guys have a combined 40 years experience behind the bar. We have a combined 200 years experience in front of
This
us.
side of the bar.
So you have a little bit of a wash line there. You always want a wash line. We're going to put a little bit of blue on this thing. And so see, in just that fast, you have a fresh, delicious craft cocktail. And I can demonstrate this. Jeremy, if you don't mind. Okay, let's see if we can do this. So this is how much that we trust this thing. So that sits on the pin, right? You just pinch the top. You come over here. And you pour that martini.
Can he drink it up there too?
Yes.
So there you got it, guys. So once
Try this trick at home.
So this is a fresh cucumber martini.
All right, well, let's let the first two experts have a taste of this. Chris and Lisa, they're our expert drinkers slash makers.
Okay, here we go.
Let's tell us what you think.
So
Give you the pretty
Chris.
martini glass.
All right, well.
Get the pink straws.
Salud.
Cheers.
All right. What do you think? Does it taste as good as it looked?
A plus.
A plus.
How about the big box retailers, the Crate and Barrels and the Bed Bath Beyonds, those kind of guys?
We've put together a list of every possible channel in North America for this, United States and Canada. It's overwhelming. I mean, even the top 3 major liquor stores have a combined 5,000 locations. Mm-hmm. So if we get into 3, less than 5%, and they sell 3 boxes a week, it's 540,000.
To familiarize us with the basic numbers, what does it cost you to build one? What's the wholesale price? What's the retail price? Who keeps what in the food chain?
Well, currently, right now, with our current manufacturer, we're making the product for $10.75. Now, that's with numbers at as low as like 5,000 under. Our wholesale price is at $17.95, and our MSRP price, our retail suggested price, is $35.95.
And what do you expect your cost of goods, your COGS, to go down to in volume?
Well, in volume, we're hoping to get down to about $8.75.
And how did you calculate your wholesale price versus the resale price?
We studied the market, competitive products on the market, our costs, what our competitors are selling for, and we tried to come in right in between. We think it is a prestige product that garnishes a prestige price, but we wanted to be competitive.
What do you think about the tools itself? Does it do the job?
Well, I'd have to put my hands on them and actually play with them. But just watching him use them, it seems, it seems very, very user friendly.
So, Chris, why don't you get behind the bar and make us a little bit of something great? You're the worldwide expert. I'm ready.
You know what? I got a better idea. Why doesn't Chris go on old school and Lisa
goes on New School, and we'll see whether she can compete with the real bar.
Professional. Wait, let her go up.
Challenge accepted.
Can Lisa beat Chris?
Challenge accepted.
Let's do it. Wait. We got the pro on the old school. We got the rookie on the tin play. On the count of 3. 3. Let's go.
All right, so you want to put in your right?
Let's do it. Come on. Hey, what are you doing?
I'm making sure she wins.
Oh, he's cheating.
He's helping her.
1, 2, 3, 4.
All right, she's mumbling it up. What do you think, Mark? Mark, I got 20 on Lisa. Who's taking the action?
Don't bruise my mint.
There's no mint in here. We
Well,
want rosemary.
don't bruise.
cranking.
Don't bruise.
Chris is going ahead.
Oh, good.
Interference. 20-yard penalty. She's shaking already.
Nice. He's a professional? I don't think so.
Whoa, that looks good. Man, I've seen that before. Let's go. All right.
And
1,
I need a garnish.
2.
Where's my
Oh,
garnish?
they didn't garnish yet.
Might as well make it pretty since I have so much extra time. There it is.
Ta-da!
Who's the judge?
All right.
Tom.
Done.
I think we had a gremlin
No
over
time.
here.
Get my hand with my arm.
Nice
Oh,
I think you might have let me win.
You had some help from some
You knew
friends.
there was
I'm double
ego
fisting
on
this
the
one.
line. I did. I had help from a friend.
Oh,
Checks in the
they're
mail.
both really good, but I'm going to have to give this one to Lisa.
Excellent.
Yeah. Okay, guys, so that was a great demonstration, and the product seemed to work, because Lisa just nailed that. But
I feel like a champ.
yeah, let's talk revenue. You didn't start that long ago, but I know you've been out there peddling for a year. What's your revenue at? What are you planning on doing next year?
We've sold 2,000 out of 2 trade shows and basically going door to door, bar to bar, out of our garages.
So $30,000 or $40,000 of revenue on that order.
On that, and we still have 2,000 units left in storage.
Okay, so you got some inventory, you got some early revenue. What's your plans for 2018?
Like 105,000
For 2018.
For 2018,
Will
and
you-
that's moderate.
Will you lose money on that number, or will you actually be profitable?
We'll be profitable.
We're projected, just with the basic research we've done on some of the main liquor stores, to do well over $1 million in the first year.
How much money do you need? What are you asking for?
I like this guy. That's a great question, and I'm going to be honest. We've
Wait,
looked
wait.
into everything.
You haven't been in the previously?
No.
It's an old
He's only going
joke.
to start
Well,
being
This
honest
is the
now.
line right here.
This is coming down to everything that Jeremy and I, our families, our friends. It's everything we worked for 6 years, blood, sweat, and tears, literally. We think that we need $200,000 of working capital to be realistic to fill these big box retail orders, because they don't pay for 30, 60, 90 days. So if we're sending out product, we need to have that working capital to replace it.
But there's a difference between equity and working capital. Okay, so if you gave me orders, I can finance it.
Sure.
So that's working capital. Any bank, even us, we will do that. That's factoring. So you think you need $200,000. I don't think you do, but let's play a game. What do I get for 200 grand?
For $200,000, we're looking to find a strategic partner.
No. The question is, what percent of the company do I get to have in my hot little hands for 200 grand?
You get 20% of a turnkey operation ready to go. 20% equity.
Okay. Interesting. So for $200,000, we get 20% of the company, which means you're valuing the company at $1 million.
Correct.
Okay.
So a company has no revenue, has a good product, built for bartenders, might go to the consumer.
Retail.
I think I'm worth $1 million.
Okay. That's interesting, but there's another way to do it, which is maybe you only need $50,000 to kind of get organized and market, and the rest of the money is a line of credit when you get orders. You don't want to give away 20% of the company. Well, we don't want.
Yeah, we
You
do.
might want to take 20.
What are you kidding?
I think you're about. Well,
I think I'm talking now. Okay, here we go. So your valuation of $1 million when you have no traction. Great product. I get the idea. It's a big pivot to go to the consumer from the bar market. That might work. Sounds like it might, but $1 million means it already does work. You've got orders. Maybe you don't have $2 million of orders, but it's proven that it actually will work. And therefore, when you put more money into it, you can accelerate that growth. You don't have any growth. You haven't even gotten to day one. That doesn't mean the company can't be worth many million, but you're asking for a valuation on something that you don't know whether it's going to work yet.
hold on. Here's the real question. Do you and Chad and Jeremy, you own the company? Or do you have investors?
We have one equity investor, our patent lawyer, is a 5% owner. And
The rest of it is yours.
The rest of it is ours.
95%. I love it. So I have one last question before we head out to the van and discuss whether we want to do something. And VCs in the Van is us, our experts, our limited partners, our partners, but it's also all the crowd. It's all the people in the audience,
sure,
television audience watching that can invest alongside of us.
Yeah.
So not only can they bring money along with our money, but they can bring expertise in areas that we might not have. So if you were to say, well, I wish that someone was involved in my company that had X contact or Y influence, what would that be? What would you like the TV audience to say, hey, if you're this, join me in this quest?
So what we're looking forward to is out there is the liquor distributors. We're looking for bar owners. We're looking for purchasing agents.
You know the analogy of the dedication, or the difference of commitment to breakfast that the pig and the chicken have. The pig is all in, the chicken just gives an egg. And so you guys are currently chickens, and that makes sense, but when do you become pigs and all that?
What's it going to take?
We're all in.
All in.
All right. Well, that's what we need to hear. We'll let you know whether we're back
Thank you
or
very much.
whether you hear the squeal of our tires.
So my understanding is that even though the show hasn't aired yet, you've already received some immediate benefit from being on VCs on the Van. Can you share that with us?
It's been amazing. We had some help from Melissa to get on HSN. We went to Chicago. We were in a contest called American Dreams from HSN. Thousands of people entered. They picked 20 products to go live on HSN. We went, pitched the experts there, and we were picked as one of those 20 products.
Now we're going to actually be in front of live on television in front of 65 million home viewers to view our products in action.
And that was all through the connection with Melissa. She made all that happen for us.
She's one of the experts, VC in advance.
Okay, guys, that was Tin Play. What do you think? Lisa, first impressions.
I can tell those guys really have a lot of sweat in the game, and there's no doubt on their passion. I think they've got a huge U-turn to make. I mean, all the money that they have spent and the research they have done and the wrap that they have done so well is all for selling into bars. For me, as a gift, the packaging feels a little dated. If I was going to walk into somebody's home as a consumer with this as a Christmas gift, I'm thinking about when I walk down the liquor aisle and I'm looking to bring a bottle to someone's home and it's the holidays and I see it, packaged up in a way that it's just ready to go. I don't have to put it in a bag or anything. So it feels not high-end enough for that play.
So Chris, what'd you think?
I think it surprised me a little bit. It didn't change my mind as far as the level of restaurant that I see it being used in. I still think that it's not going to function well in a high-end restaurant or with mixologists, a true mixologist in the sense of craft cocktails. I know he kept saying craft cocktails in there, but I've never put a blue liquor of anything in the craft cocktail, right? So, we have to be realistic about what it's being used for.
What I liked about it as a home bartender is the little stick in the middle and making sure you pour the right amount of ice and bring your drink to mix up there before you put the mixers on the top.
Makes it easy, right?
It really makes you feel like you mix it right, and Lisa jumped on that and made a great cocktail really fast without ever using the product before. So
I will
that had
say,
some
once
credibility
you experience it, you definitely want to own one. I felt super confident behind the bar. It makes me have ideas of how I can, pull it out at our next party and have some fun with it.
They don't know what they would do to actually quit their jobs and work this thing. Like if I'm going to give them money, I want the guy working for my money and not working part-time every now and then when he gets a chance, and if he loses my money, he'll get someone else's. So that's one of my biggest concerns, is the fact that we have to give them money before they get all in. The second thing concerning me is, do they really know the market? Right? Do they know the consumer market? They get the bar market, but our expert in the bar market is making me feel like I don't know how big the bar market is. This is really a consumer play, and do they know how to get there? They certainly haven't done the marketing required to get there. So if we think they're doing an investment, we really got to figure out how do we get some business talent around them, and how do we make sure that before we blow too much money, the market's really there. Consigliere, what do you think?
I think that they have mispriced their company's valuation. It's not worth $1 million. I agree with Tommy that they're not really the best business guys. So the way I would deal with it is I'd say, I'll give you 50 grand I'm gonna do like a Mr. Wonderful. I'm gonna do a license deal. I get $5 back every time you sell one until I get 3 times my money, and I'll finance all the rest of the product like a factor. But with the 50 grand, you guys don't get to put your hands on it. You hire a real marketing guy who knows cruises. His brother-in-law works at Tito's whatever vodka, or knows Smirnoff, or whatever. You got to have people who have big-time Rolodexes in this racket. So I give them 50. That's where they get to spend it. They don't put it in their pocket. They give me 5 times every bottle, every one they sell, 3 times on my dough, and then I'll finance the rest of it with maybe 15% warrants. What do you think?
You guys want to do that? What do you think? Any reason we shouldn't?
I would do it.
Mark?
I am.
Lisa?
Sounds like a smart move.
Let's go tell them. Okay, guys. Well, we're here. That's the good news. We didn't squeal our tires and take off down the road. So we like the deal. We like the product. We like you guys. We think it's a useful thing. We have some issues, however, and some of those issues really revolve around the pivot from the way you started the business and focusing on the bar to the consumer. So here's our offer. Our offer is to go get you some help, number one, marketing, pitch pack, to get you ready to go see what the world looks like. We will finance that 200 or the 150 grand or whatever's left. We will finance that, and we'll do it at your offer. So finance the receivables. We'll do 20% of the company in warrants for that, plus we'll invest what it takes to get you ready. That's our offer. What do you think?
And that would be for the 20% equity share?
For 20% equity.
And we get all the support from all of you.
And you get the VCs, you get our network, you get VCs in the van on the street looking in, and we'll help you get there.
And my suggestion, I would have been tougher than he is. I would take the offer before he changes his mind.
What do you think?
All right.
We're going to accept your offer.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Look forward to working with you.
Next thing.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations,
Thank you
guys.
so much.
Thank you so much.
Right, we can feel that. Yeah, totally does.
Been there so much, man.
Thank you.
So excited to work with you guys.
Great. Look forward to working with you
Guys, thank you.
All right.
All right.
Have a shot of tequila. See you soon.
VCs in a Van allows qualified individuals to invest in any of the companies featured in the show. To invest, go to vcsinavan.com. You may even be selected to be on the show. Next week on VCs in a Van.
Tightly.
You're going to get whacked. Okay?
Okay.
That's something for a guy from New Jersey. You know what getting whacked is. I do. If you want my money, I think you should treat it with a bit more dignity and respect.